everybody, and welcome to, what is this now, episode 37? It's hard to remember, it's been a while, of 3D Gen Zen and Normie. I'm not doing that. I'm Steven.
I'm Eugene.
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Scott.
Not a normie, though.
No normies today.
No normies.
Candace got called into work, so we're just doing this for fun.
I'm British, though.
We only do this for fun. We don't get paid.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What do
This
you
is
mean?
my main source of income.
I guess over the summer, yeah.
I'm like
teacher
15 days away
life.
from getting paid. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
Money.
It was actually really funny because I had a soccer game last week and it was our last game of the
Yeah,
season.
that's really funny.
Last game ever.
Ha ha ha
Opening of
Hilarious.
the story. It's
ha
pretty
ha
good.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
So good. But yes,
Sorry,
you were saying,
continue.
Stephen. Continue.
We're right back into roasting
Continue,
Steven.
Stephen.
Didn't even give him 30 seconds.
Right, so my weekend.
Dang, Steven, that was pretty funny though. Damn.
You made us all laugh.
Born natural.
That's true.
Born natural. Comedic timing.
A comedian in the flesh right here.
Well, I mean, digitally, but
Absolute legend.
What a Chad. The chattiest Chad that ever chatted.
Stephen, what happened?
It's a great question.
yeah, no, he's definitely not going to answer now because he gets salty when we bully him. So you'll have to just wonder.
I will move on.
I like the sentence. He gets salty when we bully him. Like, it's like
Just acts like a little baby.
it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
The prank, and it shows like someone burning down a house.
Yeah.
Lol.
But actually, jokes aside, seeing what was funny about the soccer,
Yeah, no. The context is later. Just we.
besides the fact that you've used the wrong name.
What?
Would you say
It's
soccer or football?
Yeah, you're the
Actually.
presence of a British man, bro.
To be fair, it's the Prince George Soccer Association.
I
so,
mean-
it is the.
Well, it should be the
The-
Prince
the
George
official
Football
name.
Association.
Okay, I watch way more than Scott does, anyways.
Yeah, but
Whoa, are
I'm
you sure?
British. I'm British is the
It's in
thing.
his blood.
Your point? I'm half Greek, half Portuguese. When was the last time you guys won
The
the Euro
point
Cup?
is,
Ooh.
did you
Interesting question.
grow up being bullied by other kids if you weren't into football? I don't think so. It's in
No.
the culture.
Doesn't matter. Does it matter? No.
It
doesn't.
matters. Anyways,
doesn't.
what
You know what else is in
happened in
British
your football
culture?
game? What happened in your football game,
The rape and
Stephen?
pillaging of many, many other countries.
Well, this
So it's
got
fine.
dark. This got real
anyways,
dark.
Back to the funny story.
Back to the
Yeah,
funny
what was the
story.
funny thing?
It's not even that funny now because we're so far removed.
Stephen,
from the
what
context.
happened in the game?
So after the game, we we had a couple beers at the clubhouse, right?
Right.
And like some of my teammates know that I'm a teacher, right? So they're like,
Mhm.
oh, like if you like done a lot of work there this last week, and I thought about it, I was like, I haven't done that much. And at first I started to feel bad, and then I realized my contract didn't actually start till September 1st. So this is like August 28th or something. And I was like, oh, I feel bad. I haven't done too much prep yet. And then I was like, wait a second, I'm not even in a contract right now. Like officially, I don't have I'm not under contract. I don't get paid till like halfway through September. So I was like, I shouldn't feel bad.
Yeah, don't let them exploit you.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exploitation
what?
of the workers, terrible
Just
stuff.
beat them up.
Who?
Yeah, make like Scott and beat up children.
What?
Yeah, Scott beats.
That's part of the
children.
That's part of the British tradition.
It's the culture.
It's the culture.
I mean, jokes aside, it kind of is. So like, and I'm not, for the record, I'm not on here to go like, "Ooh, Britain's so hard in it." Ooh, chavs. But there's a lot of infighting in England. Like when it comes to
Yeah,
schools,
there's a lot. Mhm.
there's a lot of like, and it's weird because like you would get in a fight with someone, and it's not just like you would shove them, you would proper like tackle them down a flight of stairs, and end up with yes, that's something I did.
Tackling someone down a flight of stairs sounds like a bad time because you're
For
also
both.
going down
Yeah.
the flight of stairs.
No, so like here's the thing: like no one's smart when you're 5 years old trying to
True.
get in a fist fight. Like you're not exactly being like, "All right, I'm calculating. What do I do here in the best way possible? I'll hit him with a palm so I don't break my hand."
I mean,
Like,
all it has to be is like I will shove him down the stairs instead of throwing my body down a staircase. with
Yeah,
this
but,
kid.
like, all right. In my defense,
it's
I'm
much
I'm-
yeah. Much
Jordan-
more asserting of dominance if you throw yourself down the stairs
mean,
with them.
It's
Also,
a pretty
it-
Chad move.
it's also
Yeah.
just the aspect that, like, as a grown-ass adult, I'm 5'6". As a little kid, I was like 2 foot. You have to use momentum to fight when you're that small.
Was the
But,
other person much bigger than you?
Yeah, he was like, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I was like 4. So, but I remember he was significantly taller than me. He was his name was, I probably should, well, I guess I'm never gonna see him again. But his name was Daniel, and
yeah, there's 2 million Daniels.
there's literally no
Can't lie.
reason not.
Yeah.
But he was the Daniel that would lick. So there were these 2 kids.
Huh?
They were twins.
What?
Hey, yo,
Yo, Daniel, if you're a twin, we're talking about you.
Right, so there were
If you
2
lick
twins.
twins?
Yeah.
There were
Look at
2
you.
twins. I forgot what the other one was. I think it was Daniel and Jack. But Jack was like the sweetest kid, nice as ever. Daniel was as dumb as fucking rocks, and I mean that in a nice way. Like, he wasn't,
How is that nice?
you know,
Respectfully, you're stupid as fuck, bro.
there's not a lot going on there. But he was the kid known that had a long enough tongue that he could lick his own snot, like he was fucking Lilo. Well, not Lilo, Stitch. From Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, he would just go like,
Rather
and like go
try.
straight in the
Try.
nostril.
Not for free.
Take not for free. Check out the Eugene's OnlyFans, I guess.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
But what was the point of the story? Anyways, yeah, no. So he was a good solid like foot on me. Foot? No, I don't fucking know. Anyways, he was taller than me, and I tackled him down the stairs. But in any case, I completely forgot why we're talking about this. Other than
'Cause you beat
apparently
children.
England's-
And
Yeah.
probably
Ah,
about
yeah.
beating children.
Yeah. So
For legal reasons, that's a joke, and Scott did that when he was a child, not as
was
an
also a
as an
child.
adult.
I was not actually.
It does
beating
change
him.
things, doesn't it? Eh?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot, especially.
He beat a child when he was a child. It's the second sentence. that
Take him to
really,
court, boys, for child beating.
child.
Oh, he's a child.
that
Never
the
mind.
term
Let
they
him off
use
the
in
hook.
That's the term they use in
Child
England. Yeah, child beating. They don't pull any punches. It's just straight up child
Oh
beating.
man. But I was a really angry kid.
Did
Like,
you say Angy?
Angy?
Angy.
Angry kid. He was
So
an angry kid.
all right. just I'll do the Stephen. I'll take like 5 minutes of silence.
No, you don't get to take 5 minutes silence because you'd ever get bullied.
What do you mean?
You
Right.
want us just to bully you, Stephen?
It's an accumulation. Yeah.
Steven
He's
wants all the bullying to
jealous.
himself.
I'm supposed to be the punching bag. Isn't that like my role?
It's really sad.
Well, we didn't assign it to you. We just naturally.
Au natural, you know.
It's just
Yeah,
how we
it's
be.
It's our
You
instincts.
kind of give
you know?
yourself the opening sometimes.
But yeah, I was a really angry kid, apparently. And I just had like a lot of trouble controlling my emotions. I wasn't like ever malicious in the sense that I would like, because kids nowadays in the UK, not to sound bad, are just like
Nowadays.
awful. They're dreadful. They're like little demons.
I think we just grew up and now we are the adults, so
Yeah.
we're seeing it from the outward perspective. But we were also little demons, you know?
I don't know. I mean, Jordan,
I wasn't.
I will say UK, I feel like Canada, I've never experienced this. Coming back to UK, I'm like, fuck, dude. So there are like 10-year-olds that will be like, fuck you, old man. Just to a
I've
random
seen that
old
so
person.
I mean, that happens
much,
here, too.
so much, yeah.
And then they'll also set fire to a park bin.
There's some
which is
teenagers. I
very
guess that's
common.
not children, but like some teenagers
That's
just
like a
beat the
teen,
shit
that's-
out of an old
yeah.
guy here in
Oh,
Vancouver,
well, that's
like
not good.
last
Yeah.
week or the week
That's
before.
not good.
Yeah, which just
Kids are
sucks.
fucking evil.
On a scale
They
to
are,
one...
and it's like the pack mentality of them
Yeah.
being in their own little
yeah,
society,
all right,
right?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Canada's got it as well. But then I guess like I feel like it's
Hmm.
is it frequent? Because here it's like a
I do
good
think that the like
70
internet
to
and stuff
80%.
definitely has made it worse. You know?
Oh,
Because
Right.
kids are
infinitely
connected
worse.
all the time.
Infinitely
Yeah,
worse.
seeing
The-
violence
it's-
and whatnot.
It's like
It's-
80% of children
internet
are.
Yeah,
almost.
it's
Not
access.
great.
It's access to a bunch of content that kids like just
Mm.
unfiltered should probably not
Yeah.
ever have access to.
Like
But
this
also, you are right
podcast.
about the connectivity of it too, right? Like you can never organize. You can't organize. Remember, like you're 10 years old. You can't organize
Mm.
anything. Like the
No.
most you can do is like call your friend, maybe, and then it's
On
like, you
the
have to use your-
landline,
You're
and
gonna use your
your parents are
landline, right? Like it's
listening.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not.
Send
There's not a lot of
an email.
connectivity there, right? You know.
MSN.
Britain
Yeah.
used to be like you just show up to someone's flat and be like, would you like some tea? Can I come over to some tea? And then nowadays no one does that. But to be fair, most British people don't like talking to each other. So
Yeah, that's fair too.
it's really ruined. Ever since everything's gone online, no one ever wants to talk to you unless you have a service to give them. But
And then they probably don't want to talk to you. You have to convince them to talk to you.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Bristol's not too bad. Like obviously I'm in Bristol at the moment, but people in Bristol seem generally like willing to talk to you for whatever reason. But as a Londoner, like it's always weird to me because in London no one wants to talk to you. So
Well, that's generally a big city thing. Like
Big
usually,
city.
Yeah,
if you're in
that's
a
how I
big
feel
city,
about living in
usually if you're in a
too.
big city, like people
Right.
don't
People
want
are
to talk to you.
cold.
Like it's
That's
not
fair.
exactly like you mind your own business kind of thing.
I know. I'm back in
Right.
like hometown. I'm like, you just say like hi. When
Yeah,
you
like
walk
you
past
hi,
someone on the
head
street,
nod
like,
to
that's normal.
everyone.
Or
Yeah.
you walk by Steven's mum and she chats you off for an hour.
For an
For an
hour.
hour.
Yeah.
No, it's nice.
genetic.
Yeah.
No, it is nice. It's also like I get it because there's so many people and there's so many like
Yeah, there's no time
Right.
for that, and
weirdo
also
and
like
rude people.
yeah,
too.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Like there's a decent chance you're gonna run into someone who's gonna like stab you.
Right. It's interesting though, because I found like
saying
in
hi.
America, like people just generally talk to you more for whatever reason.
But when you were in America, you
That's
lived in
Southern hospitality.
Southern in the South,
Southern,
right?
innit? Yeah.
Like that's definitely a different culture.
But I lived in New York as well, and it was like, I mean, maybe not New York City, but like Long Island was similar to
Yeah,
that.
but I think I feel like that's
It's
probably a bit
rural,
more
yeah.
not suburby, but like you know what I mean. It's a bit more
Yeah.
spaced out.
Yeah.
Like New York City proper is like famous for being like
Hey, fuck
if you
off,
look
I'm
if you
walking
look
in.
in the general direction, and they're like, "Yeah, what you doing?" You know, it's like
Why are you staring at me?
or like
Something
even
that
even
shitty New
even,
Jersey.
even like the
accents.
rats will attack you for like
The
looking at you weird.
rats. Fuck, dude.
They're like, "Oh, what is going on? Hey, I'm just a rat."
I am the big rat and I make all the rules.
Steven
Right.
sounds like he runs a little hole in the wall pizzeria.
Hey.
That's how Master Splinter makes his money, you know.
Hey.
But yeah, so I wasn't ever like a malicious child, but I just had very bad ways of like channeling my anger. So if someone like slighted me in any sense, I was like, apparently this is worth attacking you.
That's some good language. If someone
not
slighted
good.
me, I would attack them.
So the worst thing I've ever
The
done
whole
to
ass
someone.
shonen manga, right?
Don't
Yeah, no,
slight
just-
Scott, man.
I told Eugene this story, but the worst thing I've ever done was, and I still don't know why, but there was this kid that I think his name was Michael, poor lad, and he was like a good 6 to 10 inches shorter than me, and already again we've
no.
established I was a short kid, but he was like one of the only mates I was ever allowed to have around my house for like a sleepover party. And because my mum for some reason was like, all of my brother's friends sound, all of Scott's friends hold off on those.
Maybe
But,
you were the problems.
Maybe I was the problem child actually, but actually no, 100% I was. I'm the reason my dad had a vasectomy basically, but that's another story for another time. My mom initially wanted another child as the short thing, then they had me and they were like, time
No.
for you to get the snip. But in any case, this poor little kid Michael, he I don't remember what happened, but he said something rude to me as he was leaving my house. I don't know why we had spent a whole time together and then suddenly decided to be rude to me. And I'm not really proud of this, but I
I'm
grabbed
proud of
my
it.
dad. I grabbed my dad's crutches and I just whacked this kid over the head
Oh my god.
and just
With
knocked him into
crutches?
the door. And like, it wasn't with the thin part of the crutch. It wasn't with the bottom part of the crutches. It was with the
Like a
the
baseball
whole
bat?
yeah yeah. And the I will say the funniest thing is I admitted to this story like to my mum maybe a couple years back as like a grown ass adult, and my mum was like, "Motherfucker, this was the reason why." I can't remember her name, but let's just say Alice. This is why Alice never spoke to me after that day, and I still didn't know why. For like 15 years later.
Can you imagine
That's
that?
hilarious.
Actually, it was more like
As a
20
parent,
years. It was 20 years
Can you
later.
imagine that?
You got ghosted because
Like
your kid.
you get
beat
like
the
you get
fuck out
ghosted
of
by
the other kid?
some other adult, and you're like, why? And it's like,
Like,
oh,
what
your
happened?
child like physically assaulted my child.
Pretty
cat.
bad.
Say anything like, "Yo, your kid."
Apparently,
Yeah, I feel
not.
like that's a stiff upper lip of England. You know,
Mm.
it's like
Yep.
it's like you just
Rather
shouldn't
not
you
get
say
into it.
anything. It's just you just don't talk to them ever again.
You'd be like, they're fucking done. I'm not doing it anymore. But no, I was a bad kid. But I was a nice kid, but I was bad. Like I would always misbehave, and
He was
I would
Angy.
always. I was
Yeah, he was
Angy. What
Angy.
can I say?
was
Angy
Angy.
with the IE. But what were you guys like as children? Were
I
you
was a goody
behaved?
two shoes. I was such a goody two shoes.
You looked like a sweet boy as a child.
Yeah, no,
So-
I was definitely a dick.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, I remember like because I was the youngest child, so, like I got you know
Same.
whatever. I had an older brother and 3 older sisters, which was
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I remember like when I got around like probably like 10 to like 12ish age, I started hanging out with like talking to more like Steven and like those
Right.
greats, the Steven crowd.
The
The
miscreant.
chill,
The
no,
cringe
no,
crew.
the cringe crew for real, in a good way. But so like, I remember like having the moment of being like me saying something and then someone calling me out and being like, "That was rude. Why'd you say that?" And I was like, "Oh, that was rude." I was like, "Wow,
You're like,
why
"Whoa,
am
what?"
I trying to be mean to this person?" And like, I'm still a dick, but like much less so, like because I don't know. I remember having
You're
the
a dick in
realization.
a friendly way now.
Yeah,
That's the
It's
key. It's an
banter.
important
I
thing to
remember
learn. Yeah.
being like a mean kid and then growing up and being like, wow, why was I such a dick? And I'm like, why would I want to make people feel that way? I'm like, nice.
I feel that. I
Yeah.
do feel that. I think I grew up a lot faster when I left the UK because a lot of obviously that comes with like, oh shit, I have to act my age. Although I was acting like a 15-year-old at the age of 10. Also, to be fair, like my voice dropped when I was like 9, so I think that kind of helped with like just growing up really fast.
Hello, mother.
No,
Can I have a cheese toast, eh?
No, jokes aside, it is embarrassingly like accurate because I left
That's my
England when I was
Scott at
like
9 impression.
7 or 8. I left when I was like 7 or 8. So in all of like my year and a half in like the States, I was still like, "Mummy," like "Hello, mummy," like really high pitched squeaky voice. And then moved to Alberta afterwards. Woke up one day and I was like, "What?" What? Like, there's a good chance if I got a time machine that my voice sounds very similar to how it sounds now, but on like a 9-year-old pipsqueak. So
Nice.
it was weird, and I didn't have a voice crack. I just woke up, so it was very surreal, and I had a deeper voice than my brother. I mean, I
What
still
happened?
do now, but like my mum was like, "My baby boy, what's happened to you?"
My child.
He's a man now. Wow.
I'm ready to go, mother.
I'm moving out tomorrow.
Wait. When do you start your Pokemon
What?
journey? Is that when you're like 9 or 10?
10.
10.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yep.
all the Pokemon I watched. My genes were like,
Yeah,
puberty's
it's
hitting him like a
time.
truck now.
He needs to become a Pokemon master
Yeah.
now.
It was good. It was a good time. I used to phone up schools and pretend to be my dad until that got me in trouble.
What? That's
Yeah.
so sick.
Hilarious.
Well, because like my dad, if like you ever like hear my dad's voice, you can tell I've got my voice from him. Obviously not my mum, and my brother has like a lighter pitched voice than me. Not that I'm like, hello. Not that I have like the world's deepest voice, but like for a 9-year-old, it was like, oh fuck. So I would just like slightly lower my voice and then phone up like places in Canada, and obviously they wouldn't know because all they hear is a British person with a deep voice being like,
And Canadian schools are terrible at
yeah,
figuring
awful.
out
It's
literally
dreadful.
anything.
It was so good. So I do it in Alberta. I would go like, "Hi, excuse me. This is Andrew calling in for James and Scott. Unfortunately, they're both sick at the moment and won't be able to come in for the next couple of days." And my brother would be like, "Let's go!" And after 3 days, we got caught. So never again.
I mean, those were a beautiful 3 days, though, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was very good, but my mum is like Sixth Sense kind of mother and is like, what were you up to today? We were like, "Oh, that's cool." That's cool.
It's actually funny. I was just thinking about this when we mentioned him, but like recently more than usual, because every once it happens, but more than usual. Recently, I've been getting your dad as like one of those like suggested friends to add on Facebook.
On Facebook,
Yeah, like I
People
just
get
see
that
his
with my
face
mum
every
on
once in a
bloody
while, and
Instagram.
I'm like, is that Scott's dad?
You're like, is that Scott's dad?
Because I have your mom on Facebook. She added me like years ago.
Oh
like,
yeah,
school,
yeah.
you know.
No, she don't worry. She pays attention to everyone's birthdays and reminds me.
Yeah, no, she always, she wished me happy birthday. I was like, wow.
She does that
I
to
haven't
me.
talked to you
Facebook is
in,
the only reason I know
talked to you in like 7 years.
Yeah.
She
same.
mentioned I'm so bad. Like I feel really bad because I just don't check Facebook most of the time. So like I'll check Facebook and it'll be like someone's birthday a week ago. I'm like, is it awkward? It's probably awkward. I'll probably just leave it. But yeah, no, my mum will straight up be like, "Oh, it was Jordan's birthday the other day." I'm like,
What?
You know
or
who
even
Jordan
like,
is still?
like she even mentioned like Vicky's birthday as well. I was like, what?
Oh.
It's like, why are you
It's
bringing
Vicky's
these
birthday. Send here a flaming bag of dog poop. What?
up? Oh,
Wow.
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 It's fine.
he's a rebel. You can't stop him.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll give you her address.
Oh my god.
Docs on the
Teamwork.
podcast.
She uses my Amazon account, so I have it.
Oh no.
Still,
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Because
it
it's
do be like
free.
that sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a big thing to unpack. But Stephen, what were you like as a child?
Blind.
Blind.
Blind, yeah.
I do remember you telling us that.
For a few years, you know. It was good.
I was the opposite. Everyone in my family wore glasses but me, and now I have glasses, and they don't.
Yeah, everyone in my family wears glasses except for me.
Oh shit!
At least in certain situations. Like my sister doesn't always wear them, but like if it's sometimes. Yeah, as a child, I don't know, like I was the youngest, so like I think I was like a bit of a shit disturber, but I was like
Are
a shit
we
disturber.
all youngest siblings?
Oh shit!
Sorry, continue.
Let's go.
Is Candace?
Degens.
Candace's, yeah.
Is she only,
Degens.
or does Candace have a older sister?
Older sister.
Older,
Okay.
yeah.
I totally forgot for a second.
It's like I was a shit disturber, but I was a shit disturber in the context of like my family, right? Like I
Right.
think if I was in a different family, it would have been like, oh wow, like this is a great kid. But in
My mum would be
context
so
of my
proud.
family, then I was like, like I think what was it? Like I would get in
family's
trouble
very
for
nice.
like telling like small lies. I'd be like, I told my dad I brushed my teeth, but I
mean-
didn't actually brush my teeth.
Most
Yeah.
children get in
Oh,
trouble for
nasty kid.
lying.
He didn't
Yeah.
brush
But
his
like,
teeth.
but like it's like a small thing
Bruh.
like that, right? Like I didn't really like I never really did anything big bad. Like I think the worst thing I ever did is one time I like made a small hole in my wall with a screwdriver.
Was it just to see what would happen?
Why?
So I had because I had this dream of
Just
like
see if you
making like
could.
a tunnel from my room, like an escape route. So like I made a
Prison
little. It was
break.
literally like the size of a toothpick. Like it was a tiny Phillips head screwdriver. So that's like that's about as bad as the thing as I ever did. Really,
I love
like,
the idea this well-behaved boy is like, it's time for a jailbreak. We're free.
Well,
Get
it's
us
like I don't know.
out.
Like, I was
Honestly,
I'm
I was
gonna
like
get
pretty
out through this
sheltered, so like
hole.
I just didn't like I got good grades in school. I didn't talk back that often. I don't know. Like I think I was mostly okay. It was just like
Right.
I was like annoying as crap, like obviously, but that's just
Comes
That's
with the
a given.
territory.
I don't know. Like I feel like behavior wise, I wasn't like evil or anything. I was just annoying and obnoxious.
I would also play pranks. Did any of you like just hide a bunch as kids?
Hide. Oh, I loved hiding in like
No.
clothing stores. Like where they
Oh,
have
yeah,
you
that
know
was
those
it.
like circular
Okay,
racks
I
and
would
stuff like
like-
that.
yeah,
you
just
could
go
go
in the
inside the
middle
middle
of
of
it.
there and
Yeah.
just like sit in there and it's like hee.
Let's go.
And then your parents are probably having an aneurysm.
Did
So like, oh my god, we're in Sears.
So this shows you like how scary my mum is in terms of like if I misbehaved, she made sure I was reprimanded.
Okay.
Was I would do that as every other kid. Yeah, get the belt. No, but basically, so I did this in like a Tesco's or something. I can't remember which store. Basically, it's British in it. But in any case, she basically girl bossed her way into the security room. Um, sorry, Eugene laughing fucked me up. But yeah. So basically, she argued with them to let her into the security room so she could check through all the security cameras, find where I was in the store, and then argue with them so that she can go on the intercoms and go,
Oh
Scott
my
Cashin,
God.
can you get off the floor right this instant? I was like,
Wow, the intercom. That's pretty.
hilarious.
the
That's
whole
pretty
entire
impressive.
shopping.
She's strong
Shopping
like them.
mall.
Holy smokes.
Dang.
I was like, fuck. As a kid, I was like, whoa.
It's like your mom is God all of a sudden.
And yeah, no, that's
Can you
how I
imagine the
felt.
booming voice of your mother just
Yeah.
over everything else, and you're like,
Yeah. Also, not to mention, just everyone in the store looks at you because you're the only kid on the floor rubbing his
Yeah, you're
stomach
like,
on the floor.
this is embarrassing.
But then it really goes to show you how just knuckleheaded I was as a child because I did the same thing like a couple of days later. So I
Yeah,
obviously
but I
never
think
learned
that's
my
a lot of that has
lesson.
to do with like kids just like don't necessarily like keep punishment in their head for a long
Right.
time. Like they have a pretty short memory for that kind of stuff. Like they're just
Mhm.
kind of like, eh. Very
It is
instinctual,
what it is.
very impulsive,
So,
which is why you just gotta let kids be kids sometimes. You know,
question: what
Yeah.
was the last anime everyone's watched?
like
Ah,
fully or
I-
last episode of a show.
It's up to you. Depending on how you want to answer this, I suppose. You could do both.
Last episode I watched was the latest new episode of The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting.
Nice.
Oh, what is that
Um,
like? Is that good?
It's really good. It's really good.
Is it just like a bunch of
That's it?
Yakuza babysitting?
It's specifically focused on one guy, but like the whole like Yakuza family is there.
Okay, I've heard it's good.
But it's really really good. Like it's very wholesome.
Mm.
I mean, there's some obviously like non-wholesome stuff here and there, but it's mostly very wholesome.
Like murder,
You know,
probably. I mean,
it's
Yakuza.
there's been a lot of foreshadowing to like stuff, you know, like some kind of conflict coming up, but like as for now, it's just been wholesome, and I'm happy with it because I like the wholesomeness.
Well, that's good.
It's also just really funny too. It's very funny, very cute. Big fan.
Jordan.
Nice. I started rewatching Gurren Lagann, so that's the last thing that I watched. Yeah, it's been too
Good
long.
idea.
How
actually.
far are you?
Only 3 episodes. I just started, so
Are they on the overworld yet by then?
yeah. The first episode,
Yeah.
they
Oh, on the
episode
first.
they
Okay.
took
It's
out,
been
yeah.
a long time since I've watched it.
yeah, same. It
I think
moves.
part of it's
It's
probably, like-
weird.
No, go
Excuse me,
for it. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that I always
Steven.
no.
Did you
I
just dare interrupt me?
I had already stopped talking.
Normally I'd let this pass, but it's Gurren Lagann time.
But anyways, I forgot that it's like only 27 episodes for like the whole thing. So it's moving so much faster than I was expecting it to, and I was like, then I looked it up. I'm like, oh right, all of that, everything happens in 27 episodes. What the heck?
That's true. I guess
It
like
feels
we're
like
more
it should
used
be like
to
a 50
seasons.
episode thing.
Exactly.
it's
I thought it
fascinating.
was
It's
in my
surprisingly
brain.
fast-paced.
I was like,
Maybe because Kill la Kill is like 50.
Right.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it? I thought it was like
possible.
20.
I actually don't know.
I'm pretty
I
sure
just-
Kill la Kill was like
I don't
22.
know.
yeah, I thought
I just
it was
spoke
Kill
out
also-
loud.
La Kill had 2 seasons, didn't it?
Did it?
Maybe actually. Steven
just-
might be on something. I thought I feel like it had a. I feel it was technically
Nah,
one
it
season, but
was
they had a
24
break.
episodes. It was
Yeah.
24 episodes.
Oh,
How
I
I'm
think
totally
they-
long
out of
was
my ass.
Code
I think
Geass?
Steven's right though. I
Code
remember
Geass is
them.
50.
Okay, because that's
So
what
Geass is
I always
50.
put them together because I'm like they're the
Right.
same. They're not the same vibes, but they're kind of the same
No,
vibes, and
it's-
they both
there's a
have
lot
mechs.
of-
So
There
you
is
know?
there's a
You get into
lot of
anime at the
like
same time and watch both at the same time.
anime for some
basically.
reason that is like you relate in your head, but are
They're not related.
at all.
Right.
yeah,
Like, and I think it's partially just to do with like so for example, like Kill la Kill, I always associate very heavily with No Game No Life. I think it's just because like time
Fan
period.
service.
when
oh,
that makes
and
sense.
fan service too, actually, maybe,
I
yeah.
mean, whoops.
Yeah,
Big titties.
But like, I
big
think it's
anime
it's like
titties.
time period is definitely a thing that comes into play a lot.
yeah. I
with
think
anime.
Gurren Lagann and
Mm.
Code Geass, like I got really into and watched them, and they were like my favorite
Around the
thing in the
same
world.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So I was
Right.
like, oh,
I have some sacrilege to say. Is the last time I watched Gurren Lagann was when I moved to a place I shall not name because I've doxed it in the past. And met you all.
So it's time
Eugene,
for a rewatch.
yeah, well, here's the thing.
Scott,
Here's the thing.
tomorrow morning.
Here's the thing. Eugene's the one who suggested it to me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of it nonstop. I'll watch it." Eugene, I never finished it. I never finished it, Eugene.
It's so you have to the ending. The ending is.
I got to the time.
I thought
Hey,
we
no
were
the
best
time-
friends.
spoilers.
I thought we
Okay,
were
all
best
right.
friends.
No spoilers for anyone who's
Thought
seen
we
it,
were
but I'm gonna
friends.
spoil it. So maybe tune out for like literally a second. But I got to the time skip and I just didn't pick it up again. I didn't even dislike it. I just didn't watch the next episode because I got into like a stream of watching it every day. And I had like 1 day break and I just never came back to it. And it's been years.
That's how I do it with video games.
Same. And books.
So, God, Eugene, you need to watch it.
I'm down to pick it up with you.
I'm down for it, honestly.
Heck yeah.
I need it for the memes at the very least. Eugene, what was yours?
All right.
There's a chance I might know, but I could not.
Does manga count? Because I just started one like 2 days ago.
Oh shit!
It's called Blue Box. It's
Oh,
like
shit.
this shonen romance about this badminton player guy and this basketball player
Badminton?
girl.
What?
Oh,
That sounds amazing.
Ooh.
Mhm. It's pretty good so far.
interesting.
Yeah, I think Steven would like it. But it has a lot of like the hopes and
Interesting.
dreams. I'm gonna make it to nationals before I ask her out situation is is like the premise.
Very
So it's
teenage.
just- Yeah.
It,
Just having a good time with it.
What was
Yeah.
the title again?
Blue Box.
Blue Box. Okay.
Yeah, I think it came out last year. It's still pretty new. But yeah.
I hate getting into new manga because there's
This
like
is not
it's
enough
good,
chapters.
but there's not enough chat. Yeah, I'm like then I have to wait. I don't. I
Yeah.
can't do like
I feel
my
that.
brain. I can't remember to read things each week. So like I will catch up to something and forget about it for like 2 years and then be like,
Yep.
wow, time to
Yep.
read all
Yeah.
the new content.
Like
I did that with One Piece. I
I
regret
caught up
everything.
with Jujutsu Kaisen and like My Hero Academia and like a bunch of the other stuff. I just caught up with them, and I haven't read them for like a year now, just because
Yeah.
I caught up to them at that point, and I just never picked it back up.
Same. Well, not.
I think
Jujutsu, but
it's also difficult when like, you know, things like, especially when they're more mainstream like Jujutsu Kaisen or like My Hero, because like an anime season just comes out and then you watch that and you forget to read the manga again. You're like, oh,
Or you finish watching it, and you're like, oh, I gotta read the manga again.
it's true.
it needs to hit a
no.
point that's past where I've read because I did that with My Hero. I caught up in it. And then I stopped reading it, and I was like, "Oh, well, the anime's still behind where I read, so why would I jump in? I already know what's gonna happen."
That's kind of how I feel with like. Also, there's also an aspect of like depending on what it is. So like for me with One Piece, at this point I can't get back into it. It's just too much.
Same.
So like I'm lucky though because I get like drip fed One Piece through my older brother because he's been OG with it forever and he like reads all the manga, watches all the episodes, and like whenever an episode comes out, he'll just show me like a random episode out of the blue, and I'll be like, all right, I've no context, but here it is. And the latest arc, the animation's so good. I'm mad impressed for One Piece because that's always been one thing about One Piece where I've loved it, but the animation's like little hit or miss.
Yeah.
A little hit or miss. Or like it's good, but it's like compared to every other anime nowadays is like
It doesn't
I feel
have
like
that same
anime's
per
just
episode budget.
yeah,
Yeah,
well that's
exactly.
the thing, right? But it's wild because like obviously, you know, One Piece is probably one of the most expensive animes or has made the most money out of all animes and manga, I would imagine. So it's kind of like comes off a little bit like
It's hard
really?
to keep. I think it's hard to keep like when there's something that's like one season coming out, like when a new season of My Hero or something comes out, there's like that resurge of people
Right.
spending money on it and being excited. It's hard to keep people like that invested for that long because you can't spend that kind of money
True.
on things when
That's
it
true.
happens continually forever. Even though I'm sure it makes a shit ton of money, probably more comparably because it's always there and it
It's
has a huge
always
fan
there,
base,
yeah.
right?
But it's, I guess, it's also an aspect of like, I feel like there's another aspect of like, why would they spend more money if people are obviously still
Yeah, exactly.
watching,
Love it anyways. Yeah.
I've looked
and then
it
they
up.
can like just use it on the big arcs or the big
One
fights.
Piece has apparently made $21 billion.
Jesus,
Jesus.
Very
it's
nice.
wild.
And the
I guess
highest
over the
grossing
course of years,
is
Well, it's like what the manga
Pokemon,
is
which has made
25.
$99 billion.
I was gonna say
Whoa!
Pokemon is probably gonna.
Yeah.
And yet, as much as I love Pokemon and will simp for the games, there's always something in the newer games where they're like, you can tell they just didn't put money into this, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
seems like why the texture is bad in this game that's taken 2 years to come out, and also probably the most selling IP in the world.
You calling out Arceus right now?
I'm calling it Arceus, which is sad because I love Pokemon games
The
and I want to
water.
play more.
Yeah. The grass.
I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
it's even that with the latest one. Like the latest one looks really good. Apparently, I'm not a Pokemon fan because I can't remember what it is. It's like what
Scarlet
Fire Red
Violet?
Scarlet. Yeah,
I
that's
was gonna
it.
say Scarlet Velvet.
Scarlet Velvet.
Velvet's not a color.
the Pokemon BDSM game.
Smash or
Jesus.
pass.
That would probably
bro.
sell.
It would.
Shit, oh,
Low punny, bro?
oh fuck.
It's
This
funny
is
because
the
I don't
degen.
know. Sorry, I don't know many of the like new gen Pokemon, but I
Right.
know her and Candace brought it up. She's like, "Oh, what is the outline of this one?" Because she saw it on Pokemon Go. I'm like, "Oh, that's Low Punny." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "I only know it because of the memes. I swear. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing
If you're a
about
Ludbud, you always know.
God.
you know what the funny thing about that
Exactly.
though is it's
Hmm.
like Lopunny is so it's the evolution of what's it called, Baneri, right?
Yeah.
And like that's a Gen 4 Pokemon, and like would you say like the new Pokemon like Gen 4
I mean,
is like,
anything
like
past
Sinnoh?
the first gen.
the first gen.
Yeah,
Because that's
I was gonna
that's what
say,
I grew up with.
To be
That's
fair,
what I
anyone that
watched the show
says
for.
I
Yeah.
don't know the new ones is always like they've done like 1 to 2 gens and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because straight up Gen 4 came out in 2006.
Yeah, it's wild. It is weird. You know
That's
what's
what
also
you think about.
wait? It's like
Those
not to,
new
like-
Pokemon that are 16 years old.
It is true, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
someone go like, I really hate the new Pokemon. You're like, well, I mean, you hate Gen 3, and that was not new by
I
today's
love
standard.
Gen 3. Gen 3
I like
is
Gen 3 as well, yeah.
pog.
I definitely like. I feel like the last 2 games. The thing that annoys me, the last 2 games, I've loved the Pokemon in them. I hate the starters, and it's like I feel like that just puts a bad taste in my mouth.
The
and
starters
the starters
in
don't look good.
in which one?
Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Who were the
just rubbish.
starters in Sword and Shield?
There-
let's
so you
look
got
it
the
up.
rabbit.
I like
I like
Cinderace.
Score Bunny.
Yeah, but then you look at all their evolves and you're like, it's just not as good.
I think Score Bunny was a. I think maybe their issue is it was all too humanoid maybe.
They were
Um,
quite. Yeah.
I like School Bunny to be fair, but then like I just really don't like what the.
I think
the
Sobble's
water type and
actually kind of
Rillaboom.
funny though.
I love Sobble. I hate Sobble's evolves.
Inteleon, I think
I just think it looks
Inteleon's-
ugly. The animations are so whack. It looks like a
Inteleon,
stick.
I think it's cool because he does have a bit of like a kind of like sneaky lizardy like spy feel to him.
He's so gangly. It's creepy looking.
But yeah, I actually would say that I love Score Bunny, but I
fucking weird.
I think Cinderace is like
Cinderace is cool.
conceptually it's cool, but as a Pokemon I'm like
Yeah.
nah.
It does feel
You know what I mean?
Digimon-like to me, but
Yeah,
That's
it's
also
it's
such a
too
weird take.
It's maybe too human. I don't know.
But
It is what
it
it
is
is.
what it
though.
is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Not going to get into Pokemon debate.
And then the grass one, what's his name?
Rillaboom,
Grookey.
Grookey, and Rillaboom. Yeah.
He's just neutral. I don't have any stronger weak.
But
opinions
speaking
on
of how
him.
old we are, to move on from Pokemon,
Yeah.
it is interesting that like going back to One Piece a little bit, it's weird to think we're gonna be alive for One Piece's end. And the fact that we were
Potentially.
like around
Potentially,
when it
yeah,
started.
potentially.
I mean,
What
he
if
said-
AI starts writing One Piece?
It's true.
instead?
I mean, we could all die.
Honestly, it's
I was
possible.
waiting for Steven, but he never did it.
Didn't he say like in the next like?
He
Could
even
be
did
wrong
the-
here, but he
the
said
thing
like in the
last
next
time. I
like
don't know,
3
he said-
years.
He didn't T-pose.
Didn't T-pose.
It's kind of hard. Your wrists are very flexible.
Your
Oh,
wrists
fuck,
are
I'm always so
very
bad at
flexible.
this one.
That's how I feel when I play. That's how I feel when I play
Oh,
Valorant.
headphone.
Breaking your hand.
I'm trying.
He's
I
got
have
too
to,
many.
like,
He's got too many
use-
muscles in his back.
Yeah.
I gotta use my face to wedge my elbows. They don't move like that. Hello.
Scott's too huge for this.
Shut up. It's not it.
Bruh,
lack
have
of
you seen
ability.
Yeah,
his
your biceps
biceps?
are in the way.
Whoa,
You can't
yo,
turn
flex
them.
for
Yeah.
us, bro. Flex for us, bro.
I look over and he's like, yeah! But like,
Wait, that'll
I
be
think
our
it's just like a
thumbnail. We'll be like,
forearm.
and you'll be flexing.
I'm not even flexing going like this. This is like a flex, I guess. But anyways, I'll try and like...
So sexy la.
It's like the lack of shoulder mobility, which is just depressing. Anyways, moving onwards. Last anime I watched, to be fair, I don't know if I could even call myself an anime watcher anymore because I just don't watch anime until Eugene's like, "Hey, do you want to watch this series?" And then I watch anime for him. So we watched Vinland Saga together, and that was so good, super good.
It was great. Steven, I think you should watch it. I think you'd like it.
I've heard. I'm honestly, yeah. It's probably next on my list. Like, it'll probably be like when this season stuff is done.
You could wait till
Because I've got a
season 2
couple.
comes
Like
out.
when summertime and Aoashi are both over, I'll probably have.
Yeah, because you've
Some-
been so busy all summer.
With like 12 different cats.
So
Our
many
whole
cats
summer
on
has been getting
Snapchat.
Snapchats. You have cats and bunnies from Steven.
I mean, I love it. Please,
Yeah.
like, keep sending. But every time I'm like, where are these animals coming from?
It's a new
Because
one.
everyone
What?
knows I had the summer off. So
Steven's
like
like a
cat
pimp,
sit?
but for cat sitting.
He's not
That's-
a pimp. He's being pimped
Oh,
out.
sorry. Yeah, he's doing the tricks.
Yeah.
He's just like a
tricks.
whore on the streets.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Someone pulls up. Hey, bro, can you cat sit for me?
Steven would get in their car.
some random person, yeah, literally just drives up on the side of the
It's-
road.
Steven,
It's
there's probably
really
like a
like-
symbol that he wears, the like out in the streets where people can recognize him, like the pineapple shirt thing.
Are you saying, like,
Yeah.
it's because he's dressed that way, that's why he's getting catcalled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, cats.
Steven's
all
looking
day.
up the pineapple shirt thing.
I am actually looking up the pineapple shirt. I don't know what you're talking about.
His fault. Deserves it.
Oh, damn! Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Actually, I don't want to know why.
I don't know, what's the pineapple shirt?
If you have, just look it up. Look it up. Pineapple shirt.
What, just pineapple shirt? Okay. Let's have a look. Doing this one-handed. It's a pineapple shirt.
Steven, what did you look up to find it?
What
I
did you
just looked up pineapple shirt.
Oh.
I literally just looked up pineapple shirt.
What the fuck? Is that Jesus?
What?
Jesus?
I see a Hawaiian shirt. That's the Easter Bunny with Jesus and chicks and Easter bunnies.
It's not even that bad.
What do we? I don't think I'm seeing the right thing.
It just
Anyways.
means you're a swinger. Yeah.
Is it
At
the
least that's what
Jesus
it says
shirt?
online. No, it has
It's not- no,
pineapples on
yeah,
it.
Pineapples.
I was
the
confused.
pineapple shirt with Jesus on it.
It's specifically that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Steven, I
There,
think
there's no Jesus. It's you're fine.
You're swinging with Jesus.
Yeah.
your mum's gonna love this shirt, Steven. You should get it.
I vote
Where's
that
our-
we all just get Steven pineapple shirts. for his
We can get
birthday.
a match. Oh, we can do like one of our Steven emotes and have like, you know how like some pattern shirts have like a bunch of like
Yes, we
it's
put
Steven and
Steven's
pineapples.
face. Yeah, with like the little pineapple leaf.
Or
Our
just
first thing of
Steven's
merch, you
Oh
guys?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
the Steven pineapple shirt.
Jesus.
Wait, this shirt is amazing.
Did you see the image that I put?
We need to put this.
It's the
Alright, let me
Jesus
make a
Easter
note real
shirt.
quick.
Yeah.
Here's
the
what they-
actual-
You're gonna love this
The
title.
bird with the egg still on its butt at
Men's
the bottom
shirt,
left.
human,
Okay.
turn down, street casual, 3D, button up, tops, casual,
Bussin'
fashion,
up. Damn, we busting up with Jesus.
breathable, comfortable, rainbow summer
Can we
summer.
buy this? How much is this shirt?
I mean, it's 23 quid.
Wait, Scott, you
it's a
have to
little
do it for us.
No,
I'll-
dude, it's
I'll
50%
send you
off
money.
though.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Yo, Easter's coming up.
Imagine
next
turning
year,
up to the next barbecue with that shirt on, dude.
You know what? It's a shame Candace isn't here because I wonder if Candace still has the stupid
Yeah, I
she
think
does. She
shirt,
does.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
She
The
wore
Nick
it on the
Cage.
podcast last year.
Let's go. I remember we were just at a Tim Hortons and we came up with that idea.
It was such a good call.
10 out of 10.
All right. Said wrap
Yeah,
her up.
That's it.
Wrap her up.
Okay. Well, thanks again for watching 3 Degens and a Normie. I realize it's been a really long time. But I swear we'll probably, now that the summer's over, we'll try and get some more episodes in. Because, you know, everyone's having a good summer. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Please.
Hey.
Please, we want money. Please donate to us.